Now, if you're a truther and a Christian, I just want to encourage you not to give up hope. And sometimes you feel like things aren't moving along fast enough. And you got to remember that God works in a different time than we do. Many times we'll ask Him for a certain thing and we won't get an answer right away and we start losing faith. But God just doesn't jump to our every wish like a waiter or a housekeeper. He is God Almighty, and He knows what you need before you ask for it. Some things we need, we don't realize we need. Like a good ass kicking. I know, I just want to say that. But sometimes we need things that sometimes we think we need things, but we don't need the things that we think we need. But we need something else to grow as a Christian, as a truther. If you haven't found God, I don't know what you're waiting for. What are you relying on? This stuff is getting wickedly evil. And there's so much evidence that there's some kind of a reptilian snake thing going. The devil was referred to in the Garden of Eden from the very beginning of the fall of man as a snake. Then you see aliens, the tall aliens, they have snakish skin. That's what witnesses say, that they have reptilian-like features. And so when God says you will be cursed on your stomach to crawl in the Garden of Eden, the devil tricked Adam and Eve to eat. Obviously he had legs at one time, so it's obvious. Well, it's not obvious. It's possible he could have been an alien gray that was turned into a snake. Alien grays lost their illumination when they rebelled against God. But you don't want to give up hope and faith. In fact, it's better to have patience and to work towards your goals daily. Little baby steps. And then eventually you look back and say, wow, I got kind of far. I've grown as a person. Now, here's the thing. The Illuminati, they set up this spy grid where they can spy on us and they can hear everything we're saying. So it's kind of hard for us to organize in secret now to destroy them. They can meet in secret and talk, and we can't hear what they're saying. Many of them are reptilian hybrids and they could use telepathy. We can't. So we have that disadvantage. We have to rely more on God to move pieces of the puzzle in a way. And some things are going to go down. Some things are going to hurt. Some of us are probably going to feel the pain of Armageddon, tribulation, when the Antichrist rolls out onto the scene, if he isn't already on the scene. Is it possible it's Trump? The Bible says he would start fixing problems up. Is Trump fixing up problems on the surface? Attempting to arrest Hillary Clinton and slow down the TPP? Is it possible that the Illuminati will show you 10 things that are terribly bad, though one of them they're really relying on, so they can knock all the other ones down and say, see, it's getting better. But why that one is the main one that gets through? Yes, it's true, and that's what's happening. They got through. There's stuff Alex Jones ain't telling you. That's so bad. It's so bad. If you knew what I knew, you'd be a Christian. You get your heart right with God, because this is going to take a miracle to protect you from the shit they gave us. Let's just say it this way. I can't remember this word. I guess that'd be for a different day. The Eucharist. The Bible describes a Eucharist that we're going to eat at the end times. A Eucharist, which is going to be responsible for, well, in link with the mark of the beast. The Eucharist is part of it. I'm going to tell you right now, we've already ate the Eucharist. As I speak, we have already been infiltrated. all you can do now is ask God Almighty to protect you. And you don't have to ask God to deal with your enemies. Because once you become a Christian, a real man of God, a real woman of God, God will deal with your enemies when He's ready to deal with your enemies. Don't worry, they're not going to get anywhere. They're not going to escape judgment, so don't worry. That's a fact. There's no way out of the judgment. Everyone has to die. And when you die, as long as you made your peace with the Maker, you're fine. If you haven't made your peace, then you can laugh now, but God's going to get you. That's a fact.